Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tutorial on this eye look right here, and I promised you guys on Instagram that I was going to do a super quickie 5-minute out the door look, and that is kind of what it started out as. But then as I got going, I was like, I had to be so extra, of course, and just finish the look, because why not? It was just so incredibly beautiful. Now, if you guys are not following me on Instagram, make sure that you do, because it's the same profile name as what my YouTube channel is. I'll link it right here. But you know, I show a lot of makeup hauls and little mini tutorials and eye looks, and I'm always showing new products and all that stuff, so you're going to see a lot of fun stuff that you're just not going to see here on YouTube. If you guys are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, you know, comment, like, share, subscribe, and all of that great stuff, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of all of my future uploads. Whew. And without further ado, let's just get into this tutorial. You guys have always seen me map out my fake crease and create the shape of the eyeshadow look and put in basically my fake crease with this Sephora Pro 207. This is a dual angled liner brush on one side, and then it's got the little stubby little smudger brush on the other. But if you're new and you're just starting out mapping out your crease, something like this, being a little bit more precise, definitely using a tapered blending brush of some sort or a pencil brush would be easier, and it also would be softer and allows you to kind of blend right there on the spot if you don't want to do the harsh line. So I'm going to go through some of these, and hopefully you guys will have one of these or similar to it in your collection. So this one is a M507 from Morphe, and I love this brush because it is a tiny, small, tapered, fluffy, and just really good for getting in there. You can apply and blend with this, and it can really get into the socket if you have small eyes or hooded eyes. So this one is a great one. A pencil brush is also another good option for creating the crease. It's soft, and you can get a really kind of a nice smooth line, and it's not as harsh as like using an angled liner brush. This one is a Sigma E30. MAC, you know, any brand has pencil brushes. This one, of course, is my holy grail. This is the Sigma E25, which is also like the MAC 217 or the M433. You can create it with this because it is flat enough on the edge. This is this is a MAC 239. This one is also great. It's a very, very slim. It's a shader brush, but it's super slim. You can really get into the socket. So again, great if you have small eyes. This is a Sigma E45. This is just a tapered, pointed blending brush. So you could use this one to create it as well as the M441. And I know a lot of you guys have this brush, which is pointed and tapered. So whatever brush you guys want to pick, I think I'm going to use, you know what? I think I'm just going to take this one. This is the Sigma E45 tapered blending brush, and I'm going to use this. It's very pointed, and it's got the tip, so I can create that line that I like to do. Again, feel free to use whatever brush you use. So I'm going to start with this shade right here. This is Dune, and I'm using the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette for this. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of Dune, and you guys know the drill. You guys know that I always map out the crease. So I'm going to do it using this tapered brush this time instead of this, and it's just going to be a lot quicker and easier. And I'm not going to go through the instruction because we just want to make this a quickie 5-minute out the door eye look. So I'm just going to place a little bit of shadow directly, kind of in a half moon shape, directly above my natural crease. I'm going to pick up a little bit more because I want to really kind of deepen this. And then I'm going to go in with a Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm just going to blend this out. All right, so I decided to make this a little bit deeper so that you guys can see. So if you push in on your eye, you can kind of feel, just very gently, you can feel where the socket is and kind of where that bone starts. So this line is directly above my natural crease, about a few millimeters, and it's sitting kind of right on that bone. Like you can't push in, like right where this color is. And if my eyes are open and I'm looking straight ahead, boom, you can see this. And this is right on my skin fold. And if you're not sure where to start, watch one of my other gazillion tutorials on how to map this and where exactly to place it, but it's pretty much right on top of the hood or the skin fold. So this is what it looks like. Right, now I'm going to go ahead and kind of blend this out. You can do this in your normal blending fashion, how you normally would blend out a crease shade. I'm just going to stipple it. I'm just going to stipple the edges. If you guys watch my videos, you guys know that I do a lot of like packing on the color. I like to tap on the color. I like to tap out the edges, and I especially like to stipple. I just honestly don't have the patience for like all of that like windshield wiper motion blending, and I do it because I have a YouTube channel, and I realize that, you know, everybody does that, and so I try to do that as well. You'll find, you know, you'll see me sit back here and sometimes and go, all right, I'm just going to sit here and blend. And I'm blending and blending till the cows come home, and I just don't have the patience for it. So this little stippling technique just honestly works so much easier for me and just kind of helps with the whole blending process, and is really great, especially if you're doing like a halo eye where you have to use like a lot of bright colors. And you can already see that it's getting softer on the edge. Super quick. And same as Sigma E38 now. I'm going to throw in some bronzer. I'm going to focus right on top of that fake crease, right on top. I'm going to kind of stipple it in, and then I'm going to blend it using just kind of swirling circular motions. I'm going to brush this up a little bit towards the brow area just because I like to have that kind of Kylie Jenner shading going on the inner corner, and also I just feel like it just softens like the brow area. But I am staying right on top of that fake crease line that I created. All right, so we have now a soft crease going. We're gonna just add some shimmer, and then boom, it is literally like done. But I'm also gonna show you guys a couple of ways that you can create and elongate this. You can add a little bit more depth and dimension into the crease. You can also add a little depth and dimension out on the outer lid. We're going to elongate and create an angle so that everything is lifted up. These are just like additional steps. So like if you wanted to take this look from day to night, you can easily do it in just a couple of steps. I typically do something that most, I guess, YouTubers, don't do. Like traditionally the lid portion is done last. I like to do my lid kind of right in the beginning or the middle of the eye look, so I can kind of see and gauge where everything is going. And then once I get the lid space mapped out, a lot of times I will go back in to the crease, the fake crease, and add a little bit more depth and dimension. Sometimes I add a little bit more shading on the inner corner. I just kind of like to see where everything is going first. And in order to do that, I like to get my lid space kind of mapped out so I get a picture of the look overall. Because so many times I have gone in with just too much color in the crease. And we all know it's better to just build up and add a little bit of color at a time, because sometimes if you add too much, you can't go back. And so it's better to just kind of build up. And that's why I like to do it this way, even though the traditional YouTube videos usually show the lid being done last. So even though the look is not done, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take some of this bone color shade, and I'm just going to sketch out my lid space. You can use any bone shade that you have in your palette. I'm going to hit the inner corner and just get this sketched out, just so I can kind of see what's going on here. Look going on. You can throw on some shimmer. You can leave it matte. You can throw on a peach colored, a coral color matte shade, whatever color you want, and boom, you would be done. But I'm going to take this one step further. You guys can feel free to totally stop here, but I'm going to show you guys a couple of other things that you can do. Let's say you don't want to do a cut crease and you want a half cut crease, and let's say you want to add a little bit of depth and dimension out here. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and take a little bit more of this shade that we used to create our fake crease, which, by the way, let's say that you want to have a little bit more depth and dimension into your crease. Now would be a good time to go ahead and deepen up that fake crease line. So I'm just going to go in and just kind of deepen that up. And you can kind of see right where I'm doing that. I am just deepening this up. And it is literally like a few millimeters right above my natural crease and kind of right on that bone, just like right at the base where you can push that in. And that's the part where I like to have it the darkest, I guess, if you will, because I like that contrast between the dark and light, because I always have a light lid and a bright inner corner, and I like that deep contrast on that base shade. So on my fake crease that I create, I like for the deepest part and the darkest color to be at the lowest point, so right at that base. All right, so where was I? I got off on that tangent. Just in the event that maybe you wanted to add a little bit of depth, that is how you would do it. So with this pointed tapered brush, I'm going to follow the line of my lower lash line. I'm just going to put in a little bit of color here to make it easier to see. And I'm just going to kind of create a line following this lower lash line. I usually do this with my angled brush, but I did a little bit deeper so that you can see. And right here is where the fake crease line is. And if you drew a line straight across, it would intersect with this. And so this area right here would be considered your new, quote, outer V. Would be beautiful. I think I'm going to take Mirage because that's literally like one of my favorite highlights. And you can just see how it pops. I like to cheat my lid space a little bit, and so I always get the inner corner and I always take it up just above my natural crease, and I take it to, I want to say right underneath where I put that fake crease. So basically I take it a little bit above my natural crease. So I like to give the illusion that I have more lid space than I actually have, and I'm not going to take it all the way out on the outer corner. I'm going to actually put in a, I think I'm going to put in a shimmer over there. You can just see how that like pops. Like, oh. And I'm just using a highlight. This is not a shimmer eyeshadow. This one is just one of the highlights. And now I'm going to really quickly, I'm just going to take one of these darker highlights, and I'm just going to tap on the edge right here. And you guys can just keep it with shadow if you want to. I'm not. I'm going to go and have shimmer on the whole lid because why not? And now I'm just going to take a pencil brush and I'm going to take a little bit of that bronzer shade, and I'm just going to go, and I call it the border because I don't know what else to call it. It's the area right between the shimmer and the deepest crease shade, and I'm just going to smooth out the shimmer. And I also like to take a tiny bit of the bronzer just right on the edge of the shimmer, just so that there's not that really kind of stark demarcation right between there. So it looks like it just kind of looks like that, you know, shimmer is just kind of coming out from that shadow right there. And I only do that right on the very edge of the shimmer. And now I'm going to take a little bit of this shade on the pencil brush, and I'm just going to do my inner corner highlight. Boom. All right, guys, so that completes the look. I went ahead and touched up my lips, put on a little bit of the Tarte Lip Bling in the shade High Standards, and I also put in a little bit of a winged liner. And that completes the look. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, so you had the short version, you had the long version. So you could just pick whichever one you wanted. This is the final look and I love it.